Hello, my Stampin' friends. Thank you for joining me today. My name is Linda Edwards, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm going to show you how to make this sweet and simple card. Masculine cards can be difficult, and this paper, this winter meadow paper, you might not think of it as a masculine card, but I think it lends itself really well to a winter birthday for anyone, but certainly for a guy. And this layout is very straightforward. You could use any paper, any colors, keep it really simple, and you could mass produce these really easily. So I'll give you all the measurements and help you get started. Now, if you're here because you've purchased my Created Home Card class, welcome. Your kit will come with all of these pieces pre-cut, so you'll just be doing a little bit of stamping and assembling. And if you don't have the same stamps that I use, you could use anything. I'm sure you'll have something in your stash that will work for you. I am going to talk a little bit about some specialty paper that you may have overlooked in the annual catalog. So let's go ahead and get started. Let me set that aside. So your card kit comes, in the envelope. Standard card base. This one is Misty Moonlight, and it is a half a sheet of cardstock. So it's 8.5 by 5.5. So 8.5 and 11 is a standard sheet of cardstock, and it's just cut in half, and it's scored at 4 1/4. So the first thing I like to do is to go ahead and fold it and set it aside. And I'll do my stamping. But let me show you what else we have here. So we have a layer. This layer is going to go on here. This could be just basic white, but it is not. This is actually the wood textured specialty paper. I'll bet you didn't even notice it in the catalog. I'm not sure if you can see that. It's got the texture already in it. So if you don't have an embossing machine or a way to emboss the wood, I don't think you can see that, but it's got the texture already there. So I'm using that as the background, and that's a standard layer, and it is 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. And then I've got 2 more pieces. This is another piece of Misty Moonlight, and it's 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. And this designer series paper, isn't this fun? This is 3 by 4. And one of the reasons why I wanted to use this as 3 by 4 is because you can get 12 of them out of one single 12 by 12 piece of paper. So it's really economical. If you have a paper that you love, this is a great way to showcase it and get a lot of cards out of it. So you can see the original one, the design's a little different, and then there's this one here. If you stay till the end, I'm going to show you a gray version and how to cut a special way to cut that paper. So, but for now, we'll go ahead and get started. I'll show you this one. So this is also a piece for the inside. Since it's a dark cardstock, I'd like to put a piece of white on the inside. And that's the same size as this one, but I didn't use the textured because I want to be able to stamp on it and write on it. So this is just a piece of basic white, and it's 4 inches by 5 1/4. So I also die cut. This is the deckled rectangle circle, which unfortunately has been retired and is no longer available. But if you got the kit, then this is already in your kit, and I used that wood textured paper so that it would coordinate with the background here, because the color is a little off. One of the reasons I bought this was because I wanted to kind of see how it worked with our basic white. And you can see the colors they're not the same, right? This is a little grayer, but I thought it worked really well with this paper, with this designer series paper, because it's got kind of the blues in it, and I just think it really shows it off really well. So I just chose to go ahead and die cut it out of that paper as well. And then you'll need some embellishments, and I'll show you all that. So let's go ahead and get started. Now you could use, it's just a happy birthday. So I just looked through my stash. What happy birthday do I have? And this is actually from the Translucent Florals stamp set. But I wanted something that was going to fit on, make sure I got it. Okay. Yes, that's going to fit on my circle. So just either adapt your circle if you don't have this particular stamp set, or if you don't have the deckled circles dies, which I'm so sad. Not only were they retired, but they are sold out. But it's okay. We have a lot of circles, and there are some new fun things coming up in in the new catalog. So that's always fun. So then I wanted to use, you know, something that coordinated with this paper. And isn't that fabulous? Look at that tree. It is actually from the In the Grove stamp set. Here, I'll show you. This is the In the Grove stamp set. And that tree coordinates really well with this paper. So that's why I went ahead and used that. Here, I'll show you. This is the Translucent Florals. I just really like the text on that. And, well, the whole stamp set is gorgeous. And while we're here, let's go ahead and give our envelope some love as well. Now, this stamp is cling, so I don't need, you know, it's got its own cushion. So I don't need to have the pad underneath it. It's already got its own. The Stampin' Pierce mat doesn't need to be under it. So there we go. That's it. That's our stamping. This card is really easy, comes together really quickly. So let's go ahead and assemble it. So I'm going to put this wood textured paper down first and then basically layer everything. So if you're sending it through the mail, you might want to just keep it simple and only use dimensionals on your sentiment. If you're hand delivering, it would be really nice to go ahead and put dimensionals on this layer as well. You could get to decide. But sometimes multiple dimensionals, multiple layers can have problems in the postal service. So I would do what works for you. Okay, pretty straightforward, right? This is going to go on the inside. If you're going to stamp a sentiment on it, I would do it before you attach it, just because, you know, you kind of hedge your bets, just in case something gets messed up. You can always turn it over and start again. Okay, so before we go ahead and attach this, I am going to bring in my, where is it? Stampin' sponge, but I don't have one, so I'll use this. So you can either use the little finger hole punch, what do they call those? The paint. Okay, my brain is dead, but we're going to use the Stampin' blends because that's what I have. So I'm just going to add a little bit of color to the edge of this. Blending brush, that's the word I'm looking for. Oh my gosh, I'm rusty. It's been a crazy, crazy winter holiday. My son got married, and of course we've got the holidays, the Thanksgiving, Christmas, everything. It's been fabulous, but my brain's a little rusty, I guess. So here you go. You see, I'm just kind of adding a little bit of color on the end. This is a great way to just elevate the sentiment. Again, keeps it really simple. And now I'm going to add a little bit of twine on the back. So this is the Baker's Twine Essentials pack. It has one of these, I think it's a Smoky Slate. You know what though, maybe I'm going to use the navy. I think I'm going to use the navy on this one. It's not quite Misty Moonlight, but I think it's going to work. So you'll either get, in your packet, you'll either get the gray or the navy, and I'm just going to bring that around. And let's see, how big do I want it? That's maybe a little too big. I'm going to just put it in the back. I don't want to do a bow because it's a masculine card, and I feel like if I do just this kind of, go round and round so that it keeps it a little, a little less feminine, right? A little more masculine. So all I'm going to do is put a little bit of tape on the back of this piece. And that way I can just put that right on. See how that just goes right on? And then I can kind of play around with it if I feel like it's not going the way I want it to. Maybe bring that down. You can kind of mess around with it on the back. I feel like that's the easiest way to do this kind of embellishment. And then I'm going to add dimensionals. And I will go ahead and put the dimensionals kind of on top of some of the twine. This navy, by the way, comes in a 3-pack with the green. It's got the garden green, navy, and copper clay. It's really pretty. It's part of that suite that is in the fall catalog, which is carrying over. The fall catalog is retiring, but this suite is carrying over. So these twine will still be available. And I am just gonna put that, you know, see, this is kind of an empty spot. I think I'm gonna put that here. So I still see the trees and all of that. And then these pearls are part of their basic gray and smoky slate pearls. And those are all available as well online or in the catalog. If you want to purchase anything that you see that I've used today, feel free to follow the link on my show notes and below the video, or you can find me at craftyhairanddesigns.com. I'd love to be your your demonstrator if you don't have one that you're already working with. Okay, and let me show you. So you can purchase anything that I showed today on my site. Here, so this is another one that I did in gray. If you've purchased the card kit, you'll get both of these. You'll get the materials to make both of these. These will already be cut out for you. You'll just need to stamp them. And don't forget to go ahead and use a blending brush or sponge dauber. That's the word I was looking for, to kind of outline the outside. This one is, the ink is Memento Black, but you could use a smoky slate or a basic gray because it would go with this as well. And for this one, so the stamp on the inside is part of the Quiet Reflection stamp set. So this is it. But can you see how I only stamped the upper half? I didn't stamp the darker part. I just lined it up on the paper so that it would just be the upper half. So I felt like, again, it echoes the trees here. And then the only other thing I will make note of is this paper. Let me show you. This is how the paper comes in the set. As you can see, it's kind of got two sides. And when you cut it, it is 3 inches wide, right? When you cut it, just make sure that you have a deer somewhere in that paper, right? So I just cut 3 inches off of this side, and then I'll turn it and then cut it to 4 inches. This, I think too, especially if you've got a guy in your life that maybe is a hunter or that likes to be outdoors or just likes, wildlife, I think that this is a great, simple, straightforward card. I didn't put any embellishments on this one. I felt like that was enough for it. This die is the Stylish, is it Stylish Shapes? No, it's not. It's, oh dear, I don't know. I'll have to make a note. I'll write it in the notes below the stamp, below the video, because I can't remember what the name of that is. Oh my goodness. Thank you for bearing with me and for staying through the end. I really appreciate your visiting me, and I try to bring videos to you once a week to inspire you to do some crafting on your own. And if you like what you see, give me a thumbs up. It helps others find me. And if you comment, that does the same thing. And if you want to be notified of the videos that I do, please just go ahead and follow along. You can follow or hit that bell to be notified when I upload future videos. Have a great rest of your day. Bye for now.